On a quiet night of January 14, 2018, a security camera outside a home is recording day-to-day life.
Suddenly at 5:49 a.m. a blurry image appears on the front door of the house. If we look closely, it was a terrified little girl. She carefully climbed out of the window and started to walk one way, then she calmly turns and holds her breath. After gathering enough courage, she started to run. She was carrying a backpack and was holding a phone. This little girl was escaping death. This is Morbid Network. Videos about crime in every dark corner of the universe. Subscribe to our channel to prepare for the worst. How the escape started. With shivering hands and heavy breathing, she calls the only number she knows in hopes that can save her life.
I'm 17.
What's your name?
Jordan Turpin.
Okay.
The one thing that immediately stood out from this conversation is the strange vocabulary of this girl. She seems to appear much younger than she told the 911 operator.
I'm going to connect you to the service department so that they can help
What?
you. One moment, don't hang up.
Let's look at the body camera footage of the deputy. Jordan, in the midst of her conversation with the deputy, puts on a hat with shaking hands. The reason seems to be to hide her face in case her family is out there searching for her. She tells the deputy that she escaped to save her siblings. She even has proof on camera. The terrified girl who escaped her house because she had abusive parents. Her parents locked her and the other children indoors, chained them, and had beaten them regularly. Jordan Turpin wanted to save her siblings' lives. She got a chance to escape the home, and this was her only chance to get rescued. Because she knew if she got caught by her parents were literally going to kill her. Jordan tells the brave story of rescuing herself and her sibling from her abusive parents.
I live in a family of 15.
Okay.
My two little sisters right now are chained up.
They're chained up?
Yes,
Where are they chained up at?
on the bed. Now, mother didn't chain them up just to be mean. They're chained up because they stole mother's food.
Jordan had pictures. Deputy Anthony Coles was ending his graveyard shift, and he was considering the call of the operator about Jordan to be a regular girl runs away from home situation to end his shift quietly. Little did he know, he was planning to take the girl back to her house to talk to her parents and get everything settled. But when the deputy asked for proof, to his surprise, Jordan told him she had pictures on the phone she took.
I actually didn't have it, and then one of my sisters told me I need to get pictures.
She showed him the pictures, which were quite disturbing. Right then and there he knew this was not a regular runaway scene. This girl and her siblings were going through child abuse. Deputy Coles asked her if she could take a seat in his car. The deputy asked for a backup, as this was no ordinary situation to take upon alone. The girl told the deputy some remarkable things in the car. She told that once her parents even choked her. The deputy was in great shock because the girl was very terrified and had a weak vocabulary, which means that she probably did not even attend school. Police raided the house. After 1.5 hours since Jordan had escaped, at 7:23 a.m. the police pulled up in front of the house of Jordan's parents. It was very early on a beautiful Sunday morning. Most of the people would be still asleep at this time. The police asked Jordan if she wanted to come in with them, but she reacted terrified and refused immediately. She was afraid her parents would kill her even in front of the police. The police did not need a warrant to enter the house because the children in the house were in danger. They agreed to pretend to do a welfare check instead of what they actually entered the house for, to avoid escalation. The police knocked on the door, but nobody answered at first. They kept knocking on the door for more than 2 minutes, and finally the door opened. Both parents were stunned to see the police. If you look closely, you can see that they are heavily breathing after answering the door, and the mother was looking at the police from head to toe in surprise. They acted very casually and asked the police why they wanted to check the house. In one of the rooms, they saw chains attached to the beds, and the house was very filthy. Earlier, Jordan confessed that she and her siblings didn't have a shower in over a year.
All right, let's just go ahead and detain the parents.
Both parents, David and Louis, were arrested after the house invasion, and all the 13 children were safely recovered from the house. Both Jordan, 21, and her sister Jennifer, 33, have spoken up about the horrific abuse they suffered at the hands of David and Louise Turpin, who are now in prison for abusing, shackling, and starving their children. In 2021, Jordan told ABC's Diane Sawyer about the moments following her escape. "I had no idea what direction to go. I was terrified. I tried calling 911, but I couldn't even get my thumb to press the buttons because I was shaking so badly. I was always terrified that if I called the cops or tried to escape, I would get caught, and then I knew I would die if I got caught. But at the end, when I saw all my younger siblings, I knew that's what I had to do."
I think it was like us coming so close to death so many times, and like I was worried about my siblings, and when I saw them crying and worried, I just felt like I had to do it.
For years, the Turpin children were not allowed to leave their homes in Paris, California. David and Louise would eat out for almost every meal and would bring food home for themselves. They would leave some of it, including Krispy Kreme donuts and pies, out on the counter where their 13 children could see it, but they could not eat it. The 13 children lived off of peanut butter and bologna sandwiches. According to investigators, an 11-year-old child was so malnourished that her arm circumference was the equivalent of a 4.5-month-old baby. Jordan stated that in 2016 she obtained one of her parents' old smartphones, which opened up a whole new world when she discovered Justin Bieber's videos. But when her mother found out, she choked Jordan to punish her. After this incident, she and her sisters started planning an escape. But at the same time, they were terrified that people would not believe her when she would told anyone about the abuse. Jennifer Turpin, the older sister of Jordan, then told in the interview the situation when both of them planned the escape. She said, "I told Jordan to get pictures, anything to prove you're not a teenager looking for attention." She told that on the day of the escape she heard her mother scream that the family was moving to Oklahoma. At this moment she realized time was running out. "There was a good chance that some of us would have died if we went to Oklahoma. We were moving the next day. It was literally a case of now or never," Jordan said. We are so happy to learn that Jordan has received her high school diploma and Jennifer is working at a local restaurant and is also writing Christian pop music. Jennifer dreams of being a published author. At the end of the interview, she also gave a strong message. She said, "I want the surname Turpin to be associated with strength. They are not frail, nor are they broken. They have this." Gladly, the Turpin kids are rescued from death. Unlike the poor souls in our previous video. If you liked the video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to the channel to stay prepared for the worst.